The most dangerous mentality you can have if you have social anxiety or if you're shy is believing that your social anxiety is protecting you. And before I get into why this is such a problem, I first want to point out that I understand why you believe this. And to some degree, it is partly true. Social anxiety can protect you from some things. It can protect you from bullying. If you don't put yourself out there, if you hide yourself in the corner, then sure, people are going to be less likely to pick on you. In theory, actually, because oftentimes what happens is people will seek you out because they can tell how afraid you are. But that's besides the point. It can also protect us from emotional pain. And I think this is really what it is protecting us from, and this is why it is so problematic. What social anxiety is really protecting us from is embarrassment, shame, humiliation, feeling like there's something wrong with us if we do something and it doesn't go well. So we tell ourselves things to reinforce this idea that we need to have our social anxiety, or at the very least, social anxiety, it helps us navigate the world. So what does this look like? What does it look like to have this mentality that social anxiety is helping you? Well, I'll give you a couple examples. One example might be you tell yourself things like, well, if I do that, that'll be really awkward. That'll be really uncomfortable. I can't do something like that. It'll be really anxiety inducing. If I do something like that, this person will pick on me. These people will think this about me. You see how the social anxiety is controlling your life? It's controlling the way you are perceived by other people. And in your mind at that time when you're anxious, it feels like a good idea. It feels like it's helping you. I mean, yeah, who wants to be embarrassed? Who wants to be picked on? Who wants to feel shame? Who wants to get humiliated in front of a bunch of people? It makes sense on the surface. The problem is, and this is why it's such a problem, is that the way out of social anxiety, the way you actually overcome social anxiety, you don't overcome it by never feeling embarrassed. You don't overcome it by never feeling humiliated. You don't overcome it by never doing anything that someone could judge. In fact, it's the quite opposite. The way you overcome social anxiety is by letting people judge you. It's by feeling embarrassed sometimes. It's by feeling awkward and uncomfortable and weird and all those negative emotions you want to feel. That's how we get to the other side. How else would it look like, right? Because think about it. If you want to be someone who overcomes their social anxiety, ideally, your mindset, what does it want to be? It wants to be someone who does not care what other people think. Now, that's maybe an exaggeration. We can never not care what anyone thinks ever. But generally speaking, that's what we want to get to, right? So it means that we want to get to a point where we can do things that right now feel embarrassing or feel awkward or humiliating, but we can still do them and it won't destroy our life. It won't completely dismantle everything we believe about ourselves. But if we hold on to this belief that social anxiety is somehow good, and again, it can happen subconsciously. You don't even really notice you're doing it. You tell yourself, no, I don't want to go to that party because I might do something that's really embarrassing, or someone could record me doing something and then it might go viral, or whatever sort of obsessions you have or worries you have. You have to understand that you are feeding into the anxiety. This is what the anxiety does. This is the problem. But you have convinced yourself that it's a good thing because it keeps you comfortable. But the whole point of this is to get a little bit uncomfortable. It means that we have to learn how to do something, feel embarrassed and not internalize it completely. Understand that embarrassment is a normal part of life. Even something like shame, we can feel ashamed of something we did, and it doesn't have to completely tear us apart, even though shame is a very powerful emotion. But a lot of times it's because we believe that we are inherently flawed and we are inherently wrong. There's something wrong with us. So when we make a mistake, when someone judges us, it's valid. But when other people make mistakes, it's not that big of a deal. And this is the mentality we have to get out of. We have to learn to accept that we are not perfect and we are going to do silly things and we are going to embarrass ourselves and we are going to humiliate ourselves sometimes. And that doesn't mean we stop doing things in social situations. Because at the end of the day, embarrassment, these sorts of feelings, they are personal feelings, right? Two people can do the exact same behavior and have very different responses. One person feels very confident, feels very positive about it. Another person feels embarrassed and ashamed. So it isn't the actual act, it's the person who's doing the act. So we need to change what we believe about ourselves. And we need to ask ourselves, why? Why do I believe that I am so low compared to other people? Why do I put other people up here and myself down here? Why do I have different standards? And you might have different reasons. I'm not going to go through all the reasons today. Everybody has different reasons. Sometimes it's because we think we have evidence that suggests that, well, everyone's treated me like crap, so I guess I must be crap. Well, what do you think? Why do you not get a say in this? Why do you not get an opinion? This is why I talk about values so much. This is why it's so important to have your own set of values. Because if I go to a group of people and I try to talk to them, and I'm friendly and I'm kind and I'm respectful, and they're really mean or rude to me, if I don't have my own values to substantiate my own beliefs, I'm going to walk away from that situation saying, wow, those people didn't like me. I guess I really do suck. Or I could say, you know what? I tried, man. I was friendly. I was kind. Sure, I made a corny joke, but does that mean I should be humiliated? I should be laughed at? That people should ignore me? No. We spend so much time trying to find people that will like us. We never really think about finding people who we will like. And that oftentimes is the most important thing we can do. Instead of just trying to fit in everywhere, how about having a set of values, having a set of beliefs? I want to be around kind, respectful, friendly, open people. And if I go in front of a group of people or I go to talk to somebody and they're not those things, that's okay. I don't have to get wrapped up in what they think because I have my own beliefs. I don't want to be with a person who's judgmental. I don't want to talk to a person who's going to be rude and condescending. And yeah, so what? I said something stupid. I made a bad joke. So does everyone in the world. Every great comic has made stupid jokes. That does not mean people will write you off. Some people will. But again, if we have our own values, we're going to learn that we don't have to care about what everyone thinks. We only care about the people who share our values. At the end of the day, do you care about the moral philosophy of a serial killer? Probably not, because you don't agree with that person. So you're not really going to have to wrestle with that much. But when it comes to social interactions, we feel like our view is wrong and everybody else's view is right. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe we need to learn that we are trying to find people that fit into our life. We are not trying to just fit ourselves into anyone's life. And if you can really understand this, then we stop using these justifications to escape social situations because the values become more important than the fear. So now I can say to myself, ooh, going to that social situation, that's going to be really uncomfortable. I might even get embarrassed. I might do something that people might make fun of, but you know what? That's okay. It's okay if people make fun of me. It's okay if I humiliate myself sometimes. It doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It means I'm taking a risk. And maybe it means that the people I'm around who are doing those things aren't the people I want to be around, aren't the people for me. And I can go and find the right people. And I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep pushing myself until I find those right people. I'm not going to write off socializing altogether just because I've had a few bad experiences. I hope you found this video helpful. I also want to let you know that I just started a virtual presentation group. Basically what this is an opportunity for you to come in with a presentation that you have to give. Maybe it's a work presentation or a school presentation. And there's going to be 6 to 10 random strangers who will also be in that group who are also going to be presenting. And you can present your topic to the group so you can learn how to speak publicly, how to take feedback and criticism. I'm hoping to make this a supportive environment. There's no forced communication. If you don't want to talk, you don't have to talk. It's just an option for you if you're looking to work on your social skills and your speaking ability. It will be starting this week. It'll be every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So if that's something you're interested, you can check that out in the bottom of the episode. Otherwise, thanks again for listening, and I'll see you soon.